All right, I'm unmuted. But what have I done? Because you're not seeing. Let's see what I got going here. We're not seeing what we're supposed to be seeing. All right, why? Why? Oh, maybe now. Okay. I unmuted somehow, so sorry about that. If that screeched in your ears. Looks like I am good now. I can see my video over here, so it just took a minute. Hi, Mom. Hi, Kathy. I think we are. Uh-oh, did we lose? No. Hopefully it's going to stay. I don't know why it's going in and out. I'm going to leave. You got that little bit of my stand in the frame again tonight, but we're gonna go on. Going to go on. All right, guys. So you can see me, you can hear me. Is that correct? I can't see on my screen. I'm seeing black. So I'm gonna go with, you can see me. So I guess I'm gonna ask. You can see me and hear me. Okay, good. So I'm going to get going then. Tonight is August 2nd. August already, the 2nd. Today was pre-order day. If you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you could pre-order from the mini catalog. And I did see that my friend Mary over in Wisconsin showed a copy of the cover. So hers came in the mail. So if I sent you a catalog, or if you're a demonstrator, look for your catalog. It should be coming any day now. And that's like it for me for housekeeping. You guys, I don't know why I'm so tired the last 2 days. I can't keep my eyes open. So my train of thought is zipping all over the place. But as far as housekeeping, today's the last day to RSVP for Sunday. We're doing the Cheerful Daisy class. I don't know if I showed you guys all the cards that we're going to make, but I think you've seen most of them. I did a couple of them as videos, and oh, Mom, I think I sent you the last one. So if you haven't seen them all, then they'll be a surprise. Maybe I'll post them before Sunday, just so you can see what's up. And the new set for September, it's a September set, has been announced. It is Earthen Elements. I keep wanting to call it Earthen Textures. It's not got textures anywhere in the title, but it's Earthen Elements, and then the whole suite is called Earthen Elegance. And the cutoff for that is the end of August, if you want to get in on that one. And tonight we're going to use that stamp set. I'm starting to prep for my ideas for the class. I've got backstage coming up here pretty quick, and I got some swaps to make for that, but I also have to get I'll be gone over the 25th, so I got to get my Christmas video done ahead of time. So I've got all kinds of little things going on in my, like I said, my mind's zipping everywhere, but the Kids Collection sale started, and that'll go on sale for the whole month of August. They're up to 30% off. And that's it for sales and stuff right now. So that's it. I'm going to turn my camera down and get going because I don't have anything else to show you, tell you. I'm looking around. I don't think nothing. So let's see if I can go back over here and spotlight my desktop. See how that's gonna work. See if I can. I don't think I'm gonna be able to set my computer. I'm gonna have to just kind of look over my shoulder to see what I got. So there's my new hostess code for now. If you need to order anything under $150, if you could put in my hostess code, that would be awesome. I'm going to show you this card is what we're going to make. I'll pull it up a little bit. I did not zoom in today, so we're going to make this card. And I saw it was called a joy fold on Pinterest. So I Googled because somebody else called it like a diagonal flat fold card. So I Googled it, and I'm just going to tell you that the way I'll call it a joy fold card, but anything appears to me that has this extra little card flap that opens like this piece is called a joy fold. That was the pictures that I got when I Pinterest searched for joy fold. They all had this little element to it right here. So that's why I think you'll see a variety of cards called a joy fold card, but they should all appear to me that they should all have this added piece. So this card, I did not intend to put this pattern here, but I cut it, and so I needed to use it. It was my camera going crazy trying to focus. I'll try and hold still better. But I think it turned out okay. I was going to try and break up the patterns and use a different one, but I like the way that this one turned out. So we're going to keep this pattern going. And this one is a weave folder. And I can't remember the name of it right now, but I shook it up for the card that I'm going to make right now. And I'm using the cane weave instead. So let's get going. Here is oh, look at there. I lied. It is called Earthen Textures. Where the heck am I getting? Maybe I want to call it Earthen Elements. And it's called Earthen Textures. Oh, I don't know. See, guys, this is how my brain's functioning today and yesterday. Either way, it's Earthen something. Earthen Textures. And here's the guys that go with it. So it cuts out the pots, these two pots, makes another like a handle piece that fits on the top of the pots. There's some decorative embossing and die cut to decorate up your pot. And then this is not in the kit, this whatever kind of a frond that is. But then these are to cut out. So I'm going to show you guys. Here's the embossing folder that I used on this card is the cane weave. I ordered the rope embossing folder, but I don't have it yet. It's somewhere on the slow boat from Utah. And I did not order today on the pre-order. There's a few things that I want, but I just couldn't bring myself to doing that to myself, getting in the mix of all those orders and then being sad that it keeps getting pushed to the bottom for all the expedited orders, because I don't like to expedite and pay all that extra shipping. I can wait to get it. So this card is a regular 8.5 by 5.5 inch base. We're gonna score it or fold it in half. You know what? This one I'm gonna score just because I want a good crisp spot to cut to. So I'm gonna score at 4 1/4. Okay, now I confused this already once and ruined a couple pieces of paper because I did it on the pattern paper and this paper. So here's your front. So I'm not going to take it away or anything. I'm just going to say this is going to be the back of our card and this is the front of our card. So just give it a twist and put the tip up here where the score line is and the tip of the card down here in your channel or on your trimmer. Put that right where your blade's going to cut. Cut that down. And give it a cut. And then now I will burnish on my fold real good. And then that's what we have left right here. So this is our card. Then we're going to take a piece of designer series paper. No, we're going to take, we need 2 pieces of our base color at 5 1/4 by 4. Then our designer series paper is 5 1/8, 5 1/4, 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. We're just going to go down on the 8th on this layer. We're going to glue those together, and then we're going to glue it on to the inside of the card. So let me show you also real quick the paper. The paper that I'm using is the, I believe it's called the Earthen Elegance pack of paper. We're going to leave that like that. Let's look. Yes, this is Earthen Elegance, and it's got a lot of cool designs in it, a lot of patterns that you could use for this one. You can cut in half. It looks the same on the bottom. Just cut in half and make extra cards. But there's some purples and blues, and browns, patterns on the back. So it's a real pretty pack, especially if you're an earth tone person. I love earth tones. Mostly in my clothes, I'll buy a lot of earth tones, or I used to before my hair. When I colored my hair, it's natural, beauteous brown. I wore a lot of earth tone colors. Now that it's gray or white or whatever color you want to call it, I just wear whatever. I still shy away from pastels normally. I don't feel my skin tone is very pastel-ish. Thinking that this card is not 5 1/2 because I got a lot of access. No, it pretty much is. Maybe my piece is the wrong size. So I got that glued down. I'll put a little dab will do it back here because I moved it around a couple times, so it came off. All right. So now we've got our inside ready. Our little flapper card here is 8 inches by 3 inches. And I'm just going to fold it in half and brush it down real good. And then inside there, we've got a 2 3/4 by 3 3/4 piece of copper clay. And then I've got a 2 5/8 by 3 5/8 inch piece of berry vanilla, but let me measure that, because you know what? That's just not sounding right. I'm thinking I'm on the E. Nope, it's 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then I went down on the 8th for this. So 2 5/8 and 3 5/8. Huh, good. Shouldn't second guess myself all the time. And I'm not going to stamp on the inside of this one, but if you were, you should do that before you glue it on. I'm going to glue those two together, and then I will glue it to the inside. This. Let me pull up. Okay, making sure that you guys can. All right. And then that's going to glue. Kind of, you know, I just want to make sure it's not that it's going to be able to close, but it's still pretty much going to get glued right inside. Kind of right in the middle. So kind of hover a little bit, make sure it closes down before you push it down and glue it in place. And then it'll close down like that. Looks like I have it on there a little bit crooked. Okay. And then for our side flap here, we're going to use the other piece of paper that we have in the copper clay at 5 1/4 by 4. Let me just make sure. 5 1/4 by 4. Yep. Then we are going to cut this, and it wants to go on the front. So we're going to stand it up and cut from corner to corner. We'll put those two pieces in our channel. And this will be a good truth teller here if you cut correctly, or if you didn't, if you cut one of your angles kind of not quite right, it'll show right here and it won't want to slide into place. And I may or may not know that from experience on, you know, yet another card that I was trying. And then this piece, guys, this piece, we need a designer series paper piece for the top. But this one, I did not cut it because this one is 5 inches. So it's still 4 inches wide, but it's 5 inches long. And I'm sure there's a good reason for it. I didn't cut that at all. So we need 4 inches wide by 5 inches long. And then again, it's going to go on the front. So we want to cut from corner to corner. So I guess I'm just going to try and see if it's going to line up at all. Nope. So it doesn't really matter. This one, if you notice, I kind of got lucky with my pattern, kind of went all the way across. So I was wondering if this one was going to do the same thing, but nope. So it goes, the cards is going up and down. I do think I want my drippage lines going the same direction, and they are pointing up, so this is good. I'm going to do the same thing and put the two corners from the top left and the bottom right in the channel. And cut it up. And you can't really say, oh, crud, I cut it wrong. I'll just use this piece, because it just will make me a liar. It wasn't working. My whole concept last time just wasn't working for me, but I was trying to use, maybe it was just the card base that I couldn't do that to. See, now this one, you see it's not lining up. I must not have gotten it cut in the channel correctly. So let me just see if I can stick it back in there. If there's any. So it's either my card or my paper is a little smidgen off. It must be my card. Well, let's see if it fits this other one. Maybe I can switch them out like I told you that I didn't think you could, but you know what? And I might have read her directions wrong. Maybe she should have said to cut this down to 3, like we cut the length down to 5. Maybe we were supposed to cut that into a little bit smaller too. When I looked for the instructions, it didn't really tell me. So I'm just going to keep trimming a little bit more here and see if I can get it to line up. If not, I'm just going to keep moving. Still got. I'm going to, hang on, I'm just going to see if this helps at all, or if I'm just making it worse. Oh, that looks better. We're going to go with that. We're going to go with that and see if I can straighten that up where I went crooked. Cut that. I can see where the trimmer bent it over but didn't actually trim it off. So I think if you're taking notes, I want to say try and make this piece 5 by, go down a quarter on this side too. So I'm going to glue that on, even though, you know, struggling with it. We'll glue it on. I didn't bring my notebook over that I was using to check all my steps in. I just left this piece. I didn't trim this piece down because I needed to remember that it was a different size than the other one. Hang on 1 second. I got my notebook, so let me see. 3 and oh, yep, 3 7/8 by 5 guys. So 5 guys, not 5 guys burger and fries. So yes, it was 5, and I needed to cut it down to 3 7/8, and I left it at 4. So My mistake. Apologies. And then we're going to glue this onto the front. And luckily it's not that noticeable because this copper clay piece is the right size. And it's kind of blending in really well with the rest of the card, so you don't really notice it. All right, so then we're going to glue that panel onto the front diagonal piece. And then now we're ready to decorate our little front here. So again, I have a 2 3/4 by 3 3/4 inch piece. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that on. And I'm going to show you two different options. Oh, and I'm going to ask you which idea you like better on my embossing folder too. So I glued that piece on. So now we're ready for our layer for the top. And this is 2 5/8 by 3 5/8. Okay. And then I ran it through that cane weave folder. And I have 2 of them. And this one is and I'm going to show you. Can you see here? I went over with my blending brush and I brushed some Pecan Pie on it. So let me show you. I'm going to do that to one. And you tell me what one you like better. Let me get my scrap paper down here. All right, so I'm gonna just use my blending brush in the Pecan Pie, and I'm just holding it very lightly, and I'm just gonna run it over. I just wanna pick up some ink in the raised up images of the cane weave. Ooh, that was awful hard to set down. But I don't want to be too like down into the base. I want it to show up just a little bit. Just kind of accent the cane weave part. So now, do you like just the plain? I'm going to go ahead and put these 3 fronds on the front. Do you like it whiter, or do you like it a little more muted with the cane weave or with the Pecan Pie brushed over the top of it? I'm just going to give you a second. I can't see if you're even commenting. Okay, nobody's commenting. So I'm going to go ahead and use the cane weave because, or the Pecan Pie on there because I kind of like it. It came out nice color. So I'm just going to glue that down. Oh, I better close up my glue. I got to squeeze it really hard to get it to come out. It must be extra hot over here, so it's not wanting to come out. I'm drying up the tip of it. I brought my pin over last time, but I don't know what I did with it. I should have set it somewhere that I would see it to take it back and put it where it belongs, but I can't say that I did that because I needed it earlier today and it wasn't there. So I'm going to glue this down onto the front. Yeah, who knows where I stuck it. Oh, here it is. Found it. Oh. Oh, Kathy said ink, so good thing that that's the one I went with. All right, I cleaned out the whole of the ink, or the, what you call it, bottle. Gotta keep track of the pin again. All right. Now, I've got my little machine in here, and I'm just gonna cut out one of these fronds, and it will run through the small die cut machine. So I'm just going to do those real quick. Today I opted to not die cut everything because I figured it would just be really fast video if I did die cut it all. And okay, so I'm gonna show you guys another little tip. You see how that's all stuck in there? I was getting ready for Cheerful Daisy class, and you know it's going to use a lot of those things that look a little bit like that, the little wispies. And they were sticking. I've used them so much, they were sticking in there. So I got out the handy dandy wax paper, and I'm going to put it between the die and the paper, or on top of the paper, below the die, just because I'm going to try and wax up that die a little bit. And then now, did I do that wrong? No. My other one, they fell right out. I didn't, they stayed right on the mat there. So then all you gotta do is remember to get the little piece of wax paper off. Kind of like sunburn peeling. And then I did one more in Pebbled Path. So we got one in copper clay, one in pecan pie, and then I'm doing this last one in Pebbled Path. And now maybe this one will do what I was telling you that my other thing did. Nope. Well, it's stuck in here. So now it just pulls right out. And you don't have to get your pokey tool or anything to get those out of there. It's very, very handy. So if anybody wonders why you have a roll of wax paper in your craft space, that would be why. So now I'm just going to take my glue. You could also use your self-adhesive sticky sheets and run these through with that. Then you would just peel that off the back, and it's sticky already. You don't have to mess with trying to get your glue on there. I'm just gonna dab it on a few spots just so that it sticks. And then I'm gonna put these on in the, I'm gonna put one in the middle. Like so. And I'll put the other two going upright. I thought this was kind of nice masculine-y card is what I imagined when I started designing this. And the pots are a little bit big for this particular design because the one pot is really tall and it covers this, you know, for this space. We don't have a lot to work with on this space. So the other alternative that I'm going to show you for a front, I use the small pot. So I'm just going to put some glue on those. And I really like the colors. There's some pretty samples out there. I pinned a bunch to my Pinterest board for the Earthen Textures board that I created. I got a lot of samples in there under my Green Thumb Stampers Pinterest. And then you can see them there. So like I said, I'm not going to put anything on the inside. I'm going to put that on the outside. And then I have a piece of very vanilla. Lay back on the glue. And my Pebbled Path ink. And then I just used the With Gratitude from the stamp set. I didn't want too much going on the front of this one. I thought that it was, my paper was busy and these little fronds and everything were kind of busy enough. So again, I can't see. And that's a little bit wide, but you know what? We'll go in with it because I don't want to goof around and cut it too skinny. I thought I had a real skinny one out here. I do. So the crazy girl that's having a struggle bus ride. This one is like a half of an inch. Or maybe it's a quarter of an inch. No, it's a half of an inch. And then I'm just cutting the, I'm gonna cut, yeah, I'll cut them at an angle. Sometimes that looks nice. And then I'm gonna put a little dimensional behind that. Pop that up on the front. We had a gorgeous day here today. Did anybody else have a good day or did it rain? It started out raining a little bit this morning when we were at the gym. When we were at the gym. And then it missed it a little bit on the way home. I was reading my comments. Sorry, guys. Computer wanting Kathy to win. That's about how it goes too, doesn't it? All right. So then that finished it off. And there is our Earthen Textures card. But we're going to twist it up real quick. And I'm going to show you another idea to kind of just maybe, the other one was masculine and you want maybe something a little more feminine looking. So we're just going to whip this up real quick. I'll show you how I did it. I got a piece of pecan pie and then I got this squatty pot. The squatty pot. That's a squatty potty thing that I see advertised. And I use the pumpkin or pecan pie ink. And I'm just going to stamp a pot on there. And then I'm going to cut it out. I am going to use the die cut because my sample, I cut by hand. You know what? It just didn't cut correctly for me. Oh, that's not right. I guess it is right because that's the pot that comes in there, but I guess I thought it would be bigger. We'll see how big it is. I might have to do it again and cut by hand. Because, yeah, that is definitely a little bit smaller than. Oh, no, I like that one better. So we're going to leave it. Very nice. Put our, oh, I don't want to put it away because we will need it on Sunday. You guys are going to be cutting fools on Sunday. So now we've got our pot. We're going to take some of the flowers and greenery stuff from in the set. And I stamped kind of there's two. One's a little bit skinnier and one's these are more feathery, but there's more of them. These are a little more pronounced, but there's less of them. So I'm going to take the bigger one in my Pebbled Path. Yes, scrap piece of paper. I'm going to turn my pot over because I'm going to use that for my guide. I'm going to stamp off just because that's really dark. Oh no, I'm not going to stamp off because it's causing me some grief. So I'm going to put my pot all the way down to the bottom just so I don't go onto the creamy or the vanilla. And I'm going to stamp my weeds down. Then I'm going to take this ferny one with the copper clay. And I'm going to also stamp that off, I think, just a little bit. See how dark that is? Didn't want it that dark, so I'm going to stamp that over the gray. And that's all there is to this. I tried to pop up my jug a little bit there, but I think it looks better flat. And then popped up the sentiment instead. And so by stamping with that on the back, you can't see it. And I saved down here below. And pull my pot down a little bit just so that I have a little strip of paper. This is the back side of what we used on the front. And I just cut a little strip of it. And that's probably 1/4 inch wide. And I'm just going to glue that onto just onto the edge, just for another element of texture, and just break it up and give your eyes something else to be drawn to. Does that look like I'm on there straight? Trim that off the edge. And then I have another piece of berry vanilla, copper clay, and I used the "Your thoughtfulness is much appreciated." And then it does have a thank you. If you want to like put that on the inside, we could put that on the inside. I gotta get another block. And I'm going to use a full strength of copper clay. Can't see you guys. All right, and then we'll cut that down. We'll try. Give that a little. I don't have a rhyme or reason to a lot of my sizes and stuff. I just kind of trim and cut and see how it looks, and then from there I'll glue it onto a base and trim around the base. Very much wing it. It doesn't want to come out. But that par for the course today, isn't it? And then, like I said, I just put some glue on it. And I measure the side and the top to look the same. And then I just go ahead and cut. The beauty of homemade, right? And then I pop that up on the front. A couple dimensionals. Just kind of over the pot, over it all, kind of over to the edge. Close that up. And then, like I said, you can glue that on there, and you've got a totally different look to the same card. Two options. To the same. Like I said, you could put thank you in there. You could put a, I tried to put the pot inside mine. Again, the pot was too big. This card, this part is just, this is the pot that would work in there. And that's where I got the idea to do it on the outside, but it fills up too much of the inside to put that pot. It doesn't leave you any room to write. So that's it, you guys. Two options, same card, your choice. Let's come back here. And you should be back to me here shortly if you're not already. And that's it. I will see you guys on Sunday. And like I said, be ready for some cutting. I tried to help where I could, but I didn't want to do it all. So there will be a lot of little pieces and parts for this one, for those daisies. So I'm excited because I know you're going to like them. So I will see you Sunday, and just come ready to relax and have a good time. Yeah, sorry about that. You guys know I'm laughing. So I will see you on Sunday. Thanks for watching. I'll be back here again next Wednesday. And until then, just have a great day. Bye.